What happens when you send black magic to a chosen one? Before I get into things, I just have a question for you guys, the viewers at home. Have you ever had someone send you black magic, either in the past or the present moment? If so, I'd love to hear about it. Throw it in the comments. I used to think that black magic was just some little old lady in Louisiana, and as long as you stayed away from there, you'd be just fine. But for me personally, in 2022, my guide sat me down. They said, "Hey, look, we got to tell you something. You know that shamanic woman you've been working with since 2015?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "She's been sending you death spells that had her own son. And ever since then, it's been a huge part of my life. I've been aware of multiple people sending me black magic. And what happens when you send black magic to a chosen one? Well, here's what's happened to me. I had this shamanic woman sending me death spells that had her son, do this, jump off a building. And, she started going to the Philippines, working with dark practitioners that were sending me black magic. One of them had a heart attack and died. The other one died in a car accident. And this woman herself, I don't see her growing to be an older lady. I had a woman who put arsenic in my drink that started sending me black magic and death spells. She did some kind of curse where she wanted me to get into a car accident. She ended up getting into a car accident. She continued to send me some kind of death spells that had her own dog, big pit bull, get cancer and die right in front of my eyes. Sending black magic to a chosen one is really not a good idea. And in the afterlife, what's going to happen to you if you've been sending black magic and death spells to a chosen one is really going to depend on the chosen one. Anyone can become an ascended master in this lifetime. If you're a young soul, you can reach Christ consciousness and enter into that, chosen realm. Or you can be an old soul. And if you're an old soul, you may have more spiritual ranking. For me personally, I don't want this to sound like I'm bragging, but my soul is so old that I was actually around to help Archangel Michael create this universe. And I'm well aware of my spiritual ranking. And for this one shamanic individual that was sending me death spells that had her own son jump off a building, in order for me to find peace and open up my heart in this life, because I've seen things that have happened with my guides and angels, and on October 20th, 2020, I had a visitation in the 3D of the soul of Jesus coming and paying me a visit. And this basically wiped away all this fog and confusion. I started to remember conversations I had before incarnating here. And I experienced, you could say, a little bit of frustration with the things that I seen. And I even said to Archangel Michael one time, I was like, Archangel Michael, please don't let me carry all this anger and resentment only to pass away and then realize that I was seeing things not clearly. And he told me, you have a pretty good understanding of how things are going on. So in order for me to open up my heart and be at peace, I had to just basically tell all my guides and angels, I'm going to take care of business in the afterlife, and I'm going to release all that anger. And basically, what happens when you send black magic and death spells to a chosen one is it's gonna depend on the ranking and that individual themselves. For me and this shamanic woman, I will be releasing all the frustration that I have pent up for the things that I've experienced and seen on this woman. And not only will I be making an example of her for this universe, by the time I'm done with her, neighboring universes are going to see what happens when you send black magic to a chosen one. When I'm done with her, she's going to have multiple options to go number two. And the things that I'm going to be doing to her are going to make the demons in hell squint their eyes and be like, come on, man, that's a little too much. So sending black magic to a chosen one is really not a good idea. Not only that, I've seen the face of the daughter of this one shamanic woman, two of the three kids that she has left because her death spell was returned to sender and made her son jump off a building. But I seen a picture, her profile picture of her daughter, and she just has misery all over her face. So when you act like a fool in this life, you actually curse not only 7 generations of people to come, but past seven or nine generations of your ancestors prior. And when you pass away, you know, to say you're going to be booed and have tomatoes thrown at you is kind of an understatement. So sending black magic to a chosen one is never really a good idea. Another reason for that is because if you were actually successful in taking out a chosen one, you know, I don't know if you've read my biography, but you know, you may have seen when I was at the lowest time of my life in 2020 what happened to my highest guide. You know, he received an angelic sword between the eyes, and one of the angels said something to me that caused me to reach through dimensions and strangle them. So if you were to actually able to successfully take out a chosen one, you probably would never sleep. You'd wake up being strangled, and everyone that you love would rot right in front of your face. So it's just a lose-lose situation. You should focus on yourself and healing and start praying to Jesus to release the demons within that make you want to do that in the first place. Never a good idea to send black magic to a chosen one. A lot of people are saying my videos aren't popping up on their For You page anymore. I release videos every day. So if you like my content, you want to see it, subscribing might not be enough. You may have to come check out my profile. There's tons of new videos up all the time. I appreciate my supporters. I love you guys. I thank you for all the beautiful comments and just supporting me along my journey. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you in the next one.